Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today I have a little bit of a different video. This is mainly, I'm calling out to you guys for a little bit of help, a little bit of advice. As you guys can see for the title, I'm trying to figure out what in the world to do for 2020 when it comes to my eyeshadows. So I have a lot of things, I've brainstormed a lot, I've went to my community tab as well as my Insta stories to get your opinions, your thoughts, what I should do, how I should go about it. So I just came into this video just to kind of get an idea. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section what to do. But before I get into the details of this video, if you're new to my channel, my name is Alex. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of Project Pan. If that is something that interests you, subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with my dilemma. All right, so as you guys know, this year I did try to do pan those eyeshadows and I failed miserably, completely miserably. I actually disowned that whole entire Project Pan. I didn't even tell you guys that I just stopped doing it. And I hate doing stuff like that. I really do. I'm the type of person that really tries to make my goals and if not, make it work for myself. And as you guys have seen throughout the years when I'm panning, I've changed the rules on a lot of project pans that have been traditional ones and have made them my way in order for them to work for me specifically. And a lot of them have caught on. As you guys know, for one example is I don't like you doing yearly project pans, but a rolling style project pan for a full year works so much better for me because I don't get bored. That is what it all comes down to, is boredom for me. I know I cannot pan an eye look over and over and over for more than about 2 weeks max. After that, I get so bored. I want to play with other things. You guys know that I'm a fan of color, as well as neutrals, as you guys can see today. I go both ways. So I like to play around with both ends of the spectrum. So I went to my community tab and I had asked you guys whether I should do pan those eyeshadows, but with some sort of twist of my own to make it work for me specifically, because I do want to try it again. I have toned down a lot from buying a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I still want to tone it down even more. I'm not stopping buying eyeshadow palettes. That's gonna be a given. I know I can't. Well, I shouldn't say I can't. I don't want to. But I know that I don't want to be tempted by every single release, something out there, use it for once or twice, and then put it away. So I actually asked you guys on my community tab, 256 votes, you guys. That's a lot. Normally I don't get that many votes. And 93% said yes, try it again. 7% said no, don't bother with it. So obviously the majority rules. And typically it has to be a huge amount of people wanting this in order for me to even bring this back. If only like 53% of you guys said it, I wouldn't even bother because it's not a lot. Out of 256 people, 93% of you said yes. So I do want to try it again. But I need your feedback to see how I can make this work. I have gotten a few suggestions, so I want to bring it down to the table for you guys. And maybe some of you guys may be able to give me more insight or a twist that you've seen somebody else do that could probably work for me. So obviously, pan those eyeshadows, if you don't know, is you randomly choose 5 eyeshadows until you hit pan. You rotate it out and bring something else in. That could take me months, you guys. Hitting pan on eyeshadows could take me months, and it always depends on the eyeshadow formula itself. A Lorac eyeshadow I could hit pan on quicker than I can on a Too Faced eyeshadow. So I always have to consider that too, because it's gonna be difficult as it is. You guys know I don't pan eyeshadows as it is, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn because I do want to get use out of my collection more. I've gotten to a point in the eyeshadow realm, I basically own everything out there. Any type of style, formula, color, finish, texture, I have tried it all. I have owned it all. So at this point, I'm very well versed in a lot of things when it comes to eyeshadows. So I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'm ready to use what I have, but still sometimes bring something new in that really catches my attention. So here's my thoughts. I've had a few suggestions. One, I was thinking I will randomly choose 5 eyeshadows, but if after 2 months I have not hit pan and I feel like I'm getting bored or I feel like I want to bring other things in, I might do a whole new roulette of shadows, depending if it's just 2 shadows I want to get rid of and bring 2 more in. I don't know how it's going to work depending on the shades that I actually randomize in 1 month, but I was thinking about doing it that way, where I will pick 5, and after 2 months, if I have yet to hit pan, evaluate whether I want to continue with those 5 shadows, 4 of them, 3, 2, 1, whatever the case may be, and then roll in and out to continue, to allow myself to continue to be able to do this, because I know I'm going to get bored. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to get bored. I felt like this 2-3 years ago when it came to highlighters and blushes. At this point in my panning game, I feel comfortable using the same blush for the next year and I'll be fine. Same thing with a highlighter. I don't feel like I need to rotate them as much if I don't need to. I can stick with one and be okay with it. And I'm not fully there with eyeshadows, but I want to teach myself to be there and be comfortable and content with what I have, if that makes any sense. So that was suggestion number 1. My other thought was what Rebecca Morgan had commented and left for me is to do kind of like what Sarah Rose does. She has a YouTube channel. If you don't know, I'll link her down below, as well as Rebecca. She mentioned that, and I have seen Sarah do this, where she does an eyeshadow roulette, where every month she chooses 5 different shadows. She uses them in looks throughout the month to get use out of her eyeshadows, not necessarily pan them or finish them, but to rotate her eyeshadows every month. So she'll pick 5 of them, randomize them from palettes, singles, whatever, and then she'll use those 5 specifically just in 1 month. I can also do that. I don't know, like I like that idea, but I just want that satisfaction of seeing that pan, and that's where I'm like torn, because I know I can't do it 100% because I've never really done it, but I want to try. So I'm torn between those 2 ideas. Whether I try pan those shadows after 2 months, if it doesn't work out for me, rotate new ones in, or just do it on a monthly basis and not really pan them and just stick to rotating throughout my collection. Now, when I'm gonna do this though, I'm gonna actually include every eye product that I have in my collection. I'm not sticking with just eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna include my singles, I'm gonna include my cream products, so on and so forth, because I really have a lot and I want to get use out of a lot of things. And maybe this might bring my attention to things that have expired that no longer work, or that I should get rid of because it's just not working for me personally. So I'm trying to find a good balance. I do want to try. I actually, to be honest with you guys, I was actually thinking of pan that palette. No, I was throwing ideas in my head. I've been thinking about this for a month, you guys. I'm crazy like that. I thought about doing pan that palette, and I actually thought of panning this one and not necessarily finishing the shadows, just hitting pan on all the shadows in one palette. I have 4 pans in this palette, so I figured let me just continue and try to hit pan on every single shadow. That could be another project pan I could do. It might not be a year one, because after like a few months I might get bored and then maybe rotate it out and try something else. I don't know. See, that's my thing. I get bored with eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is the one thing I'm still not content sticking to one look. So I was thinking about that, just hitting pan on every one and not necessarily finishing them. I don't want to finish a whole palette. I want to at least hit pan on every single shadow in a specific palette. That's another idea I have. Or I actually thought of pan that face palette. You guys know I have a bunch of face palettes, and I can do that a lot better than I can eyeshadows. I am actually currently panning this one without even trying to. It's in a whole project pan. All 3 of these shades are in a project pan where I'm trying to hit pan on all of them, finish some. I've also done very well with this palette, where this is a face palette where I've actually worn off quite a bit of these 2, and then I could be working on this highlighter and finish this whole palette. So I've also considered doing pan that face palette, where throughout the year I just pick a palette and pan the whole palette when it comes to face, because I'm comfortable sticking to 1 blush or 2 blushes, or if it's a whole highlighter palette or if it's a whole blush palette. I feel a little bit better doing that than I do eyeshadows, but I still want to get on the eyeshadow bandwagon. I do, because I love to see the satisfaction of hitting pan. Just yesterday, I showed you guys this probably last week by the time you see this video, but just yesterday I hit pan on mauve in this palette. Unintentionally, organically. I literally just wanted to use a little bit of mauve in my crease, and I ended up hitting pan, and it felt so good, and it motivated me to try to do something with this. I want to do something with eyeshadows next year. That's my last category of makeup that I haven't really thrown into project pans because of the fear of sticking to one look, sticking to one shadow for so long. I don't want to do that. This is why with shorter project pans, I will be throwing in eye products. As you guys have already seen, 2 of them that I'm doing this year, I have 2 different eye products in that I'm trying to pan or get more use out of. I can also do the whole tally thing, which I am going to continue to do in my shorter project pans when it comes to eyeshadows. I don't want to overdo it. That's the thing. I'm so hyped up and I'm so excited. I don't want to overdo it for myself. I want to do baby steps. I've been doing it behind the scenes as I've always done whenever I've wanted to throw a new product or category into project pans. I'll wear them on my own, see how I can do it by myself, and then throw it into a project pan. And I've been doing that with eyeshadow palettes. As you guys can see, I have this sitting out on my vanity, using it almost daily to try to see how I feel about sticking to 2 to 3 palettes instead of always rotating my eyeshadows. I don't know. I know I'm crazy. You guys probably think I'm nuts. I'm crazy. But these are just thoughts and ideas. I want your opinions. I want, maybe you guys have a better idea for me. Those are the things that I'm trying to think of. What should I do for 2020 when it comes to eyeshadows, when it comes to palettes in general? I'm going to be doing more project pans. You guys love to see them, and it seems like that's the one thing on my channel that really gets a lot of attention, and I love it. I don't do it just for the views. I do it because I genuinely enjoy, and I have seen the drastic changes in a lot of my categories by using the things that I have, and I don't feel a compulsion to repurchase things or buy things. It's really helped me out a lot, and I'm so happy. Community has been amazing to me, and I want to continue to be a part of it. I want to dabble into it more and enjoy it more. It's just so much fun, and trust me, my bank account is excited because I've been saving some money. So let me know what you guys think. Leave it down in the comment section. I'm going to go thoroughly write down all the ideas, and then I will absolutely do a video in January, maybe at the end of December, deciding what I'm going to do, whether it's 2 separate project pans, eyeshadow one, a face palette one. I don't know. It's all up in the air. I need your help, you guys. Those that are pros, let me know what to do. I've dabbled into quite a bit, and I'm excited. So I am curious to see what you guys want me to do, what you guys want to see, because I'm willing and able to try anything when it comes to project pan. So let me know in the comment section. Of course, I'll put more videos up here if you're interested in continuing your journey with me. Until then, bye guys.